Some of my clients and a lot of people on the internet, specifically on Instagram, are asking me what do I think about the keto diet, the ketogenic diet. Well, this is what I'm gonna explain in that video. My critics about that, what do I think about it, what is it doing with our bodies? And yeah, starting right away, what is even the keto diet? So the keto diet gained lots of popularity in the recent years and decades. Lots of people used it specifically for weight loss, and the whole strategy or the whole approach in the keto diet is that you reduce your carbs to 10%, 5%. So the main thing there is that you eat lots of fats, lots of proteins, up to 80 or 90 or even more than 90%. And the reason for that is that you basically, or the strategy or the theory behind that is that you basically force your body to use fat as an energy source instead of the preferable energy source, which is glucose. This is the whole theory behind that. And what is happening in the body when you are doing these high-fat diets? Some people are doing it with lots of animal products. They're doing it with meat, with dairy, with eggs. And some people are doing it more vegan. They use lots of avocados, nuts and seeds. Some people do both. You do lots of oils basically, and you avoid, or you try to avoid, basically everything that has carbs. You avoid starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potato. You avoid fruit, you avoid grains, anything that has carbs. And why? So the video was called My Critics About the Ketogenic Diet. So you maybe think, or you maybe expect that I'm gonna criticize it. And yeah, basically the ketogenic diet, or basically all diets that are high in fat, low carb diet, ketogenic diet, low-G diet, there are so many diets that are just where the basis is just that you avoid carbs as much as you can and you eat high-fat diets. So why are high-fat diets not good for your health in general? First of all, everybody is eating a high-fat diet because everybody thinks that you need high amounts and huge amounts of proteins, and if you eat a high-protein diet, you also eat a high-fat diet. Lots of people will say now in the comments, no, that's not true. I can eat high protein and I eat low fat. If you eat high protein, you eat high fat. If you eat high protein, that means it doesn't matter if it's vegan or if it's animal based. It's not possible to eat a high protein diet without eating a high fat diet. And the keto diet is extremely high in fat. It's extremely high in protein. So what is happening if you are eating high fat, high protein diets? So the high fat content is thickening your bloodstream. When you have a bloodstream that is thickened by all that fat, your heart needs to pump harder. It puts a strain on your heart. And for that reason, your adrenals, which are sitting on top of your kidneys, it's the most important endocrine gland in your body, is releasing lots of adrenaline to disperse the fat cells and to thin out the blood. To thin out the blood, that the strain on your heart is not that strong anymore. Why, or what is happening in the body? Why do you feel good or bad, or what does it mean for your adrenals? So that means that for women, for instance, lots of women experience hair loss nowadays. If you eat a high protein, high fat diet, such as the ketogenic diet, it makes hair loss worse because your adrenals are producing also a hormone that is specifically there for keeping hair follicles alive. And a woman should never women should never lose their hair. Maybe use, but not lose their hair. They should never lose one hair. And the adrenals plays the biggest role when it comes to hair loss in women. So you can get adrenal fatigue because your adrenals, you have to imagine every time you eat a high-fat diet or a high-fat meal, your adrenals constantly produce that adrenaline to thin out the blood to save your heart, basically, in order to not get a heart attack, and in order to just save your heart. Otherwise, your heart would just work so much, it would wear out sooner or later. So your adrenals try to do that for you. Then it sets the stage for adrenal fatigue as well, which is of course not good. You have ups and downs, you have energy issues, you have energy crashes, and this is the first thing that's happening, or one of the things that are happening when you are doing the keto diet, because it is so tough on your adrenals. And that's also the reason why some people feel really good on it, because this adrenaline high that you get from eating high fat, high protein from your adrenals, this is actually making you feel good. You ever heard of adrenaline junkies or people that are hooked on caffeine? It's the same addiction basically. When you are addicted to caffeine, you are addicted to that caffeine rush that you get when you eat a high fat, high protein diet. The next thing is that you basically overburden and destroy your liver over time, because every time you eat a high fat diet, your liver has to produce lots of bile to disperse the fat cells. And with everything that the liver has to do nowadays, getting rid of chemicals, screening and filtering the blood, storing glucose as glycogen storage, detaining harmful chemicals and toxins, and cleansing the body in general, storing vitamins and minerals. Your liver is the organ that has the most to do, and it is the most critical organ when it comes to your health. And if you eat a ketogenic diet, you just completely destroy your liver. You completely destroy it. You can do it for a limited amount of time unless your liver can't produce the bile anymore. And then we come to the next point, because if the liver can't produce so much bile anymore, or as much bile as needed in order to digest the fats and proteins that you eat all the time, your stomach glands have to produce more HCl, more hydrochloric acid, to disperse and to digest the fats and proteins, because the HCl is also there for that. And that's okay for a limited amount of time. So the liver and the stomach glands, they have a little connection. You know, if the liver can produce so much bile in that moment, it says to the stomach, basically, you have to do more right now because I can do the job. What's happening then? It is weakening your HCl and your stomach glands as well, because your stomach glands can do that for a longer period of time. And it's basically, it's weighing out the strength of your stomach glands. They can't produce so much HCl anymore. You know what's then happening? The fats and proteins, they can't be digested anymore, because you have weak bile, you have weak hydrochloric acid, and then these fats and proteins, they land undigested in your intestines, and they rot and they gas, and then they produce ammonia gas, which is causing bloating. And the weak HCl is one of the main reasons why people experience bloating. So many people nowadays experience bloating, and basically everybody is on a high fat, high protein diet, and people with the ketogenic diet, it's even worse. So you destroy basically your adrenals, you destroy your liver, you destroy your HCl. And then the next point is, we're coming to the brain. And oh no, what I forgot about the HCl and the bile and the gut health, basically, you are so acidic if you eat this diet for a longer period of time, because there's a reason why it's called fatty acid. Fats are in and of itself, fats are acid. They're not called, it's not by a coincidence that fats are called fatty acids. They're acidic already, and it's just promoting more acidity in your body. Not only because fats are acidic by themselves, because also for the reason I just mentioned, you get more acidic because the proteins and fats, they rot inside your gut because you can't digest them sooner or later. What does it mean for your brain if you are on keto? You remember what I told about the adrenaline that is happening? So the adrenaline that is constantly released by your adrenals if you are eating high-fat diets, if you are on keto, that means you burn out, the adrenaline can actually burn out your neurotransmitter chemicals. Adrenaline is really bad for your brain in these high amounts. You need a certain amount of adrenaline to survive, to do your everyday course or your everyday chores, but this adrenaline that is getting released is specifically bad for your brain. It's burning out neurotransmitter chemicals. For a limited amount of time, or for the time you are doing that, you can have the feeling that you can concentrate a lot better than before. And that is just the effect of the adrenaline that's going on in your body. And on the long run, it's burning out your brain, basically. And the last thing, or one of the things that people are concerned so much, everybody's talking about blood sugar nowadays. I have the feeling everybody is talking about blood sugar. And if you have a high-fat diet, if you are on keto, it's probably the worst thing you can do for your blood sugar, because the sugar, the glucose, the carbs, they were never the issue when it comes to blood sugar, because fats interfere with insulin from attaching to sugar, to the glucose, and to tissue cells to open up. And that means that fats trigger insulin surges, not because insulin is needed for fat, but because fat make it harder for glucose to get into the cells, because it interferes with the insulin. So the carbohydrates, the carbs that everybody's afraid of nowadays, everybody's afraid of carbs. Oh, can I eat fruit? Can I eat potatoes? Can I eat sweet potatoes? Everybody's afraid of carbs. Nobody's afraid of fat. Everybody's like, yeah, I eat nuts and seeds, I eat meat, I eat eggs, I only get the healthy fats from fish and from avocado and from nuts and seeds. Even the healthy fats from avocado, from nuts and seeds, even they are too much fat for your body if you eat that in these high amounts. It's way too much, and it's leading to the same stuff that I just explained earlier. And it's horrible for your blood sugar. And people think, they eat the ketogenic diet and then they think they resolve their blood sugar issues. Of course, your insulin is going down if you don't eat any carbs, but that doesn't mean you solve the issue. That doesn't mean it's a solution for your blood sugar problems. It's not a solution for diabetes type 2. It's making everything worse when it comes to diabetes, because you don't treat the root cause of your blood sugar issues, of your blood sugar imbalances, which is the liver, which would be a complete other video. I don't have time to explain that right now. But when it comes to fats, they interfere with the insulin. They are the real issue when it comes to eating carbs. The carbs are not the problem. If you have a low-fat diet, if you have high-carb diet, for instance, with lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of starchy vegetables, and you eat that and you don't have as much fats in the bloodstream as you would have if you have a keto diet, then they would just easily get into the cells. And another thing is that glucose is the only way of getting a nutrient into a cell. It's the only way of getting nutrients into a cell, and you avoid that when you are doing keto. It's just tricking your body, and you can't trick your body. You can't say to your body, yeah, I know that you love glucose. I know that it's the only way of getting glucose into the cell. But I'm gonna give you fat anyways, because I don't know, I just want to trick you. I just want to do that because I heard it somewhere. And you can't trick your body. It's not possible. Your body thrives on glucose. Your brain needs glucose. Your brain is also not made out of fat. Your brain is made out of glycogen storage. Your brain thrives on glucose. And you kill your brain basically if you eat these high-fat ketogenic diets. Then there are people that might say, oh, I lost 50 pounds when I did keto, I felt so good. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that you won't lose weight on keto. I'm not saying that people never did that. But the reason why you lose weight on keto, or why people are losing weight on keto, is because before doing keto, they were eating donuts, they were eating pizza, they were eating cookies, they were eating burgers, they were just eating the standard American processed diet. And it doesn't matter to which diet you are changing. Every diet nowadays gets rid of processed foods. Every diet is trying to eat clean, is trying to eat organic. And if you do that already, you're gonna lose weight. Of course you're gonna lose weight because you came basically from the worst diet that you can eat. You can't even consider that food that you eat before or that you ate before. You can't even say that's food. And then you are shifting to eating more real food, you're eating more natural way, you're getting out of that processed food, and then of course you're gonna lose some weight. But then people are texting me on Instagram, I tried keto and I lost 40 pounds, but then after 1 or 2 years, I gained everything back. Yeah, because it's not sustainable. Because if you want to lose weight, you need to get rid, or you need to take care of your liver. The liver is the only way on how to sustainably lose weight, because an overburdened liver is the root cause, a pre-fatty fatty liver is the root cause for weight gain. And as I discussed, or as I explained in the video, if you are on keto, you're overburdening your liver more and more, and it leads to more fatty liver. That's why it's called fatty liver. You know, fatty liver. Does that ring a bell? Does it make click? That's why it's called fatty liver. It's caused by lots of fats in the diet. And if you want to know on how to get, people also use that for getting rid of health issues and it's not working. They're trying to get rid of their blood sugar imbalances, all kinds of issues, their brain fog. But if you really want to know on how to sustainably heal chronic illness, if you want to sustainably lower your weight and lose weight without getting the weight back in the end, check out my website www.theobergmann.com, or English pronounced www.theobergmann.com. The link is in the description. Check out that website and you can book your free discovery call there. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.